Shut the fuck up. Quiet on the set. Now lower the music. Alright, that's good, alright. For night... It's Saturday Night with Sage, where for tonight's set we have Jacob Orczeck
Get the hell out.
with three friends, Tyler Brooks, the Birdman, Jericho, wait, the cowgirl, Zach, Lion? I don't know, he's a good guy that doesn't talk shit on Jacob Orczeck. Anyways, we got two new stars in. These two new stars are our critic Dylan Santor from New York Times.
Oh yeah, I gotta blow out my keyboard because of all the gamer dust.
And then we got our best guitarist, Harry Hamburger.
What I'm drinking my water bottle isn't one of the shows drinking. So,
Alright, let's get into this Orczeck interview. Oh, my fucking throat hurt. Alright, welcome back to the talk show. We got Jacob Orczeck, right?
Yes.
Jake or Jake?
Jake.
Oh.
Like the turkey?
Well, the editor. Alright. Well, Jake. We have to fix that. So where did your fame really kick off?
It started way back in college. My band director was just like, hey, you play some guitar. I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, here, you're playing lead guitar for a Journey cover band. And it took me an entire semester, but I learned like Don't Stop Believin', Separate Ways, Faithfully, and Any Way You Want It. And played it for a concert, went live over YouTube, and it just took off from there.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was just some plot by a Russian billionaire to create a career for someone who should not have one. I don't think that any of these advertisements are paid for by anybody in America, anybody who got their money through honest and legal means. I wouldn't be surprised if this was child slavery blood diamond money from some African millionaire playing a sick joke on America. And honestly, if it is, I think the joke's pretty funny.
My headcanon, this is a theory, is that the Russians had like all that brainwashing stuff going on. And I think that he was trained to be the perfect like space traveler. Like you put him in a pod, he doesn't move, he doesn't think, he doesn't have emotion. He can just sit there for 40 years as he goes to like Venus or something. But I think that when they launched him, he crash landed in rural Pennsylvania.
I'm from Krypton.
And that's where the horses found him.
Journey. Why Journey?
That's what he picked.
Do you like Journey?
Yeah, I do like Journey for a band. They're a pretty good band. Will admit, I really haven't listened to them as much recently, probably because I listen to it all the time, playing along with the tracks, trying to learn.
Based on the amount of times we had to listen to him play that song, I think he should have been able to like run around and sing the whole song himself with his eyes closed, or he could have been able to do like flips and probably still been able to play it the amount of times we had to listen to him play it.
It was not like he was using the guitar as a tool to accomplish a task. He was using the guitar the way someone uses a calculator to answer a problem on a test. He was trying to make sure he got all the right moves right.
you don't want to be thinking about how to play it. Like, you should already know how to play it. So you should be really focusing on like how your audience is perceiving it.
So you would say you're better than like Jimi Hendrix?
Oh no, he's a god compared to me.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm godly. I'm like a demigod.
Okay.
Kind of. He's like Zeus times 10.
Zeus times 10. All right. So like, does anyone like actually like rival your, excellency?
No, because, well, either they're all better than me, or they just suck.
So there's no one else who is considered a demigod onto your level?
No.
All right.
Because all the only good players, they've come before me, and I learned from them.
Jacob didn't really have any rivals. He just kind of either stuck to himself or, stuck to one of the people he was friends with. I ran cross country in high school, so there was always this rivalry between him and I for who was the better runner and who could run the longest.
It's like, oh, I'm going to compete with this guy in playing guitar. It's like, there's not a competition there. He's not a rival. He's not an antagonist. He's not any sense of competition. He's just a guy.
I mean, do you have any complaints about yourself? No. So like, why would you be mad at the guy? Like, I mean, I wouldn't say we're mad at him, but like, I mean, just find it a little funny that he's this high up.
So, like, how would you describe your physical self? Not just your playing style, but like yourself.
Like, what do you mean by physical self?
Like how you look physically.
How I look physically? Oh, I'm a stud.
All right.
Yeah, you know it.
I'm gonna start with a positive. I think that he has nice hands. They're very country.
I think it's always gonna be the flannel. Like the t-shirt and flannel. That's how it's been since like middle school.
You know, maybe try something else once in a while. You never know. Something else might also work. Not saying that this doesn't work, but something else also might work.
Well, when he was in school, his fashion sense was a little off, but I think after he became a rock star, his fashion is like through the roof. I mean, he's wearing like Gucci attire, you know, Rolexes on his wrists, and he's got all this stuff that's probably worth more than a college tuition and a half.
So, like, and now you're like your personality, not just you physically.
Honestly, like, I may be, like, you know, pretty totally arrogant and whatnot, like classic rock star attitude and whatnot, but, like, well, back when I'm with my friends and family, I'm a really caring and generous guy, and I'll be there to protect you if I'm close with you. Like, if, you know, you're getting mugged, I'm going to mug that mugger.
The fact that he's, you know, not a very great performer doesn't mean he's a bad guy. He could be the nicest guy you ever met, but he's just not good at entertaining an audience. It's that simple.
I think he wants you to think he's just an idiot, and he does a pretty good job at, you know, being an idiot. But he has a good heart underneath it. I think he's very bad at expressing himself.
You know, on rock concerts, he kind of has to be the mean, you know, the bad boy, but whenever he comes home and hangs out with us, he's usually pretty chill.
No, I don't think he's a good person in the traditional sense of the words. He's not a bad person because he doesn't make lives worse. He just makes lives less interesting, which is a negative in its own right. But to be a good person, you have to provide something to somebody else, I think. You have to give more than you take. And he doesn't necessarily give much of anything.
Like whenever Jacob's there, you know, he always adds something. So whenever we all hang out and he's not there, you know, it's just kind of missing. Like you can tell something's missing.
Your buds are from the frat, so how's that life going for you?
It's going pretty good. We're doing pretty good getting some new recruits in.
Oh yeah?
This year, like, it's surprisingly too, with this whole pandemic thing going on.
Yeah, I think he does a lot of, like, especially just in the chapter, he does a lot of, like, little good things, just like being there for people and stuff.
Sometimes during our events, he gets out his guitar and starts jamming out with his speakers, and that usually brings in more people.
All right, well, do you have like a favorite brother?
Favorite brother, me.
Yourself?
Yeah.
I heard of a Johnny guy, so.
Oh, he's just a guy I drink beer with.
I know his roommate used to be Johnny, or maybe it is still him. I've never met him, but he'll like reference him like he's just a part of our friend group.
All right, you're talking about your hometown. Do you keep up with your original friends, or are you too high and mighty for them?
Oh, no. Just because I'm so high and mighty now, it doesn't mean... I try not to leave anybody in the dust.
He might not talk to us a lot, but whenever he's around us, he's definitely himself. And I could easily say that we are his family.
It's sad. I would probably just start crying, honestly, if I saw someone who relied on Jake Orczeck for anything. There are children in sweatshops who don't rely on Jake Orczeck, and they have the higher ground.
Do you have any love interests, or do you keep that private?
Normally I keep that private or amongst close friends, but right now, my only love interest right now is me. I'm dating myself until I find that right girl.
One year he went to like 2 or 3 different proms for like 3 different girls.
Oh, all the time. I can't remember a time when Orczeck didn't have a girl next to him or trying to get his number, hit him up. Yeah, he's a real player. I got to give him props.
There has been a rumor about marriage, so what's that about?
That's on a need-to-know basis.
All right. So,
And I still don't know who you are.
well, I'm Sage. I ran the title of this.
That doesn't mean anything to
It's
me.
on the crewmate's hats.
I still don't know who that is. Like, Show me your hat. Like, tilt down. Tilt down.
See, it says Sage.
I still don't know who you are. I don't even recognize that. Probably
Alright.
like some F-list actor. Not even B-list.
Let's go with C. All right. So, how do you deal with like fans?
Fans? I do meet and greets every once in a while. You know, if they want an autograph or something like that, I'll do it. Picture. It was like, I try to be nice, but, you know, gotta keep them moving along.
He signed a hat of mine one time after his concert. I thought that was pretty cool.
Any weird like fan mail?
Oh, so much. So much.
I've definitely got my fair share of work in opening that front door so the ladies could come in for them. And the amount of gifts and packages we've gotten just for him, like fan mail, fan letters, socks and underwears for him. We gotta give them to him all the time.
Well, I never stole one, and I've never opened one because I don't want to get arrested for a federal offense. But sometimes, like, the mailbox is so full that, like, the mail guy just basically throws the stuff on the ground outside on the porch, or, like, packages are, like, stacked up in front of the door. I have to, like, push the door really hard just to go to class. So, I mean, he gets stuff like that all the time.
So, like, how do you deal with being in so many films and like commercials, like rom-coms and like Nickelodeon shows and stuff like that?
Well, typically I only do it if I find the thing interesting. No, it's just every once in a while I'll take one and do that. Like, just kind of quick guest appearances.
So the Pepsi commercial was just evidence of, hey, this guy is in right now. He is current. We need to mine this for our own good. We need to look at Jake Orczeck, and he is current. He is popular. We need to establish ourselves with him. That way we're always on the cutting edge. That's what Pepsi is. Like, I think it's an accurate representation of the American dream of someone who has no talent, no intelligence, no ability, no drive, no wit, become successgrown. Kids, you could do it too.
Why did you go rock if people say you are so country?
Like I've grown up listening to like 80s rock, and I've grown up to country, and honestly, I got started on rock playing guitar. It's easier to find music for it, at least tab, and I find it more fun to play sometimes. Some of the stuff you gotta do on the fretboard, a little bit more intricate. It's a lot more fun in my opinion.
You can't. There's no you can't just play one thing and boom, that's it. Easy peasy.
I think maybe after the rock star fad has ceased in Jake's career, I think he could definitely pull off the country.
Now on to like the tour stuff again. What's like your favorite part of like touring and like tour staff and stuff like that?
That's a good question. Honestly, I like checking out the different hotels, because some hotels are pretty nice, some are pretty freaking weird.
So not like checking out the girls, you like checking out the hotels.
Yeah, girls are cute, but I'm just kind of keeping to myself at this point, and I don't think she's Mrs. Right if she's like crazy over me just because I'm so fabulous and amazing.
You're not famous if you don't have fans. Like I mean, they're the ones who's like pushing you forward. Also, I mean, in addition to the other people, but like they're as much a part of your career as like everyone else.
When I think of Jake Orczeck having fans and adoring young teenage girls loving him, I can't help think of the Columbine shooters, because they also have a lot of adoring fans. There's actually a large subset of the internet that's dedicated to being in love with these mass murdering, dehumanizing monsters. And so it just makes perfect sense to add Jake to that collection. I mean, while they murder people, he murders music.
You go to it and you're like, is this where the concert's at? Is there, like, am I at the right place? And then it starts and you're like, oh, I guess so.
So we're ending the page here with like the last scene's theme.
I got a haircut I gotta get to.
Oh,
I mean,
well.
if you want to come along, you can.
All right.
It's up to you. But I gotta get out of here.
All right, staff, come on.
All right, well, welcome to the new segment. We're waiting for him to get done with his haircut, so let's see what's in a rock star's car. Look at that. It's a real rock star's got. See that? Real rock star shit. I'm f***ing freezing my ass off. You better get done with this haircut. And what's in this bag? Is it drugs?
School sucks. Drop out, do drugs.
No. It's a new toothbrush and a little baby's toothpaste in there. This pen is probably super special. The reason why it's back there is probably because like when he's thinking about a girl, he's got to write down that song he's thinking of.
No, I feel like like I said, like he just does drugs because they're there and there's something to do. Like he would watch paint dry if there was nothing else in the room. He just has such an uninventive and uncreative spirit. I don't know how he writes his songs because I can't foresee him sitting down, pen and paper, writing out a tune and practicing on the piano. I see him kind of just playing some notes and him being like, I like that note.
Sincerely don't think that Jake, with his widely publicized symptoms, is anything other than just convenience and fame to be confronted like mentally confused or otherwise hopeless. He's in an industry where that type of abuse is rampant, and he'll see like
I don't see him being the type of person to use like alcohol or any sort of illicit
he doesn't
stuff
gain any
like
high
that.
from it.
If he does have any problems like that, he'll be like talk to us before using anything like that. You know, that's what we're here for.
And I'm not going to say too much, but I know that in his current run of drugs, there hasn't been a spot of it. Just illicit drugs before. But I definitely think that most of his issues do stem from his pseudo-abusive relationship with...
Oh, look at the floor. Look right there. See that's a rock star's diet. A Powerade and a chewy bar. What a real rock star. Hey, he's got a spoon in here. That must be really important to him.
He makes ice cream in that house way too often, which leads into the cosmonaut theory, because ice cream survives in space.
I don't know if it was just moving up to Thiel, but I don't ever recall him making his own ice cream back here.
What is this? What the f*** is this? What is this? I guess one of his fans made that while they were trapped in his car. I think he had like a nice meal after one of his rock bands. You know, he got paid a lot of money, got able to eat, you know? Oh, it's sheets. His diet includes sheets. You know that sports guy, that super stud, he eats at Sheets. If you want a nice body, go to Sheets.
I'm supporting my friends back home.
I don't know what this is. It's the radio thing. That's the schedule if anybody wants to know.
And our technical staff here in the booth, Jake Orczeck. Did I pronounce it right? Okay. Yeah, Jake Orczeck. It's close enough.
We should also look for his phone number. Just leave it. Put his phone number right here. Also the address to his house too. I'm having fun. I'm actually not having fun.
Are you leaving you guys here?
Huh? Oh, sorry. We're coming with you again. You smoked the other end of the cigarette. You smoked the wrong side. Walk through. Gotta love Orczeck. Bye-bye.
I'm like honestly his biggest fan. I'm his biggest fan. I just love him so much. I love him! I love him! Oh my god, like, oh my god, oh my god,
If you're good, you play guitar, right? You also film stuff, but you're not great at either. Like, I'm not great at really at much of anything aside from writing, but like, if you're not great at either of those two things that you do, pick one and try to be good with it. Because practice makes perfect. But he seems like he's been doing this for a long time, and he hasn't gotten much further than just the bare minimum of just hitting a note in a concert very unenthusiastically with no stage presence.
I think Orczeck simple to a fault, where he does need to find himself, but he's himself. Like he doesn't really. He fits into. He's a jack of all trades and master of none. You know.
I guess I was just saying, you can really do anything you put your mind to. It's just, now, if you want to do it and you enjoy doing it, you do it then. Like, I mean, but you have to realize you have to have dedication, hard work. So, like, I mean, you can't just become a star overnight. Most people can't anyway. So, like, you're gonna have to actually, like, practice. Whatever. I'd rather, told someone else who's gonna actually take that to heart, but, like, I don't think the advice would be different.
Like, all practice is not created equal. Yeah, you can practice doing basic arithmetic for the rest of your life, but you're not gonna be better at long division by just doing it with a calculator. You know what I mean? You have to put forth a mental effort to practice, to really practice. In good practice, it's about acknowledging your shortcomings at your stage right now and looking to improve those shortcomings. And when you've mastered that stage, looking for the next thing, the next level of that art, that discipline. That's the great thing about living in the information age, is that you can know exactly where you are in terms of learning and discipline.
I would tell him to keep going how he's going, because his personality is amazing and he's so determined. And if he stays this determined for the next 20 years in his life, he's gonna go really far. And he's gonna be very, very successful, and everyone wants to see him be like that. So that's what I would say to him.
I guess you just gotta remember the things you take for granted. So, where do you come from? Greenville, Pennsylvania, we all know how nice and small this place is. So, I mean, obviously, I didn't just... This wasn't given to you, so, how did you earn it? Quote unquote, I didn't do this. People helped me do this. This is the result of people doing stuff for me. Helping me, teaching me. It's not like I was born in a project.
Orczeck, and if you ever get any bigger in the music industry, just remember where you came from and remember who helped you along the way. So, that's it.
So, do you consent to this?
You want a sausage?
No, I don't like sausage.
Do you want a sausage?
Do you consent to this?
Do you want a sausage?
I don't consent to having a sausage.
I'm Johnny. Shut up.
Oh,
why'd you do?
Yes, I consent.
I have never had a guest on here who was more stressful than Jacob Orczeck. Why are you back in here?
I'm gonna fight you.
Come on. Do it.
You're gonna do it right here in a TV studio, where there's a lot of expensive equipment. How dumb are you?
No, just I dare you. This is on my show. This is on live television. Hit me.
How dumb are you? How dumb are you? Seriously, answer the question.
Did you just ask me how tall I am and then ask if I was dumb? Just hit me.
The shorter you are, the dumber you are.
No, that doesn't make sense. You know how tall Stephen Hawking was? He's about this tall. He was in a chair.
That's because he was in a chair. He was pretty tall when he stood up straight, when he used to be able to. God bless his soul.
When he used to?
Yes.
Do you know what happened to him?
Some sort of disease, I forget what it is.
ALS. Come on.
Look, I don't pay attention to smart people. I pay attention to myself.
Pay attention to yourself. Just hit me. It's on live television. Come on. Do it.
I don't swing first.
I know you're a swinger. Come on.
Actually, I'm not, though. I don't hit first.
Get out. She can't go back into the studio. There's something wrong with them.
It's because I swiped your keys when you weren't looking.
The arrogance. I was gonna get to the arrogance. That's all it is. It's just arrogant. How can we talk about the... And I'm ready to slander his name. I'm gonna kill myself. That's all that is to it.